So I took a gut health test, and here's what it revealed about coffee. Welcome to LiveLeanTV. I'm Brad Guthrow, and if you're new to the channel, I've been showing people how to live lean 365 days a year since 2010. Now, over the last 13 years, I've answered thousands of nutrition questions from our viewers. And in the beginning, my foundational philosophies on nutrition were simple. Even though I still stand by these nutrition philosophies for the majority of people, my ongoing education in nutrition revealed one major outlier. What works for the majority of people may not work for your unique body. And one example is coffee. So I'll go into more details on that in just a bit. So based on this new mindset shift, over the last 6 years, I've taken a more scientific and data-driven approach to my specific health and wellness. Now to do this, a few months ago, I took an at-home full body intelligence gut health test. And based on the analysis of my blood, my saliva, and my stool, I was given a personalized list of foods classified as either superfoods, enjoy foods, minimize foods, and avoid foods. Now, one thing that really surprised me about my superfoods list was mushrooms. Now, I wasn't a picky eater as a child. However, there was one food that I would not eat: mushrooms. So maybe I'm tripping, but I just remember being disgusted by those little nose hair looking things on mushrooms. So based on this, it's ironic to see multiple types of mushrooms are considered a superfood for me. Now, fortunately, as an adult, the health benefits of mushrooms now far outweighs my earlier childhood concerns of eating nose hairs. Now, I know it seems like I'm going on a little tangent here, but I promise I'll close the loop on this mushroom story in just a bit. So now it's time to look at my minimize list. Now, there were a few shocking items on this list, but one item that stood out was coffee. So I say it stood out because it actually reaffirmed an earlier theory that I had on coffee. And to be clear, I would not classify myself as a coffee fiend. Fun fact: I never had my first coffee until I was in my 30s. So this means I actually went through 4 years of university and 9 years of working in corporate marketing without having a cup of coffee at the office. I remember I was just never a fan of the taste of coffee. However, my interest in coffee changed when I discovered you could add protein powder to coffee to make an iced protein coffee pre-workout shake. So that drink was the gateway to me to begin trying blended coconut oil coffee with stevia, which then led me to blended coconut oil, stevia, and butter coffee. So since 2012, I've been drinking one of those coffee combos pretty much every day, but not including my 6-week no caffeine challenge that I did back in 2020. However, once I started getting into coffee, I also noticed that I started sweating from my armpits a lot, even when it wasn't hot outside. Now, this was new to me because when I was working in corporate marketing, sweating was just never a problem for me because I always wore dress shirts and never once remembered getting armpit sweat marks. And around this time, I also left the corporate world to start my own business and was recently divorced. So therefore, in addition to the coffee, the stress of being an entrepreneur and going through a divorce may have also led to my anxiety sweating. However, to this day, the armpit sweating never went away, and it also didn't go away during my 6-week no caffeine challenge. In fact, I still have to wear a sweat-proof undershirt whenever I go out. So maybe it's something deeper with my anxiety. And around this time in 2013, I also remember taking a food intolerance test with a naturopathic doctor. Now, based on my test results, one of the foods that I seemed to be most sensitive to was coffee. So fast forward 10 years, and this is why I said my recent gut health test was so reaffirming about my theory on coffee. So it's pretty clear, based on the 2 separate tests and the ironic timing of my anxiety, that drinking coffee may not be the best choice for me. So with that said, remember when I told you mushrooms were a superfood for me? Well, I was pumped to hear about a coffee alternative called mushroom coffee. And I tried a couple of the most popular mushroom coffee brands, but my favorite was from today's sponsor, Mudwater. So I just started using the Mudwater Morning Ritual Starter Pack, which includes a 30-serving tin of Rise, which is a blend of cacao, chai, mushrooms, and plant-based adaptogens. So the starter pack also includes a free USB rechargeable frother, a guidebook, a sticker, and samples. So I've been experimenting with replacing the coffee in my coconut oil and butter coffee with Mudwater. So I simply add the mud water to a coffee mug, then fill it with hot water, coconut oil, grass-fed butter, and stevia. Then I pour it into the blender and blend for 45 seconds. So the taste is slightly different than my regular coconut oil butter coffee. However, I still enjoy the smooth and the creamy blend. And I also love that the ingredient swap allows me to minimize the consumption of coffee, which is considered a minimized food, with mushrooms, which are classified as a superfood to my unique gut microbiome. And as I mentioned, I also tried other leading mushroom coffee alternative brands. However, in my opinion, the mud water flavor of the chai mixed with the cacao just flat out tastes better. Plus, all the ingredients are 100% organic with only a fraction of caffeine compared to a cup of coffee. So if you're interested in trying a healthy coffee alternative, click the link in the description below and use $20 off coupon code LiveLean. New customers will get $20 off Mudwater starter kit with a free frother. And when you use my link and coupon code, it also helps out my channel. So thank you guys for your support. However, with all this said, let me be clear. If you love coffee and don't experience the caffeine jitters, the afternoon energy crashes, or the sleep disruption, enjoy it. In fact, there is research promoting the health benefits of coffee, including supporting good bacteria in the gut for some people. Therefore, just because coffee may not be the best option for me, it doesn't mean that it's not good for you. So if you're on the fence of if coffee is good for you or not, you can take a gut health test or just swap out coffee with mud water for 30 days and see how you feel. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please tap the thumbs up button to prove that you're a Live Leaner, and also tap the subscribe button with notifications turned on so you'll never miss an episode. Thanks for watching, guys, and keep living lean.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming.